Hi, it's wonderful being with you here. I want to talk about how not to solve a problem. How not to solve a problem. In fact, I am making this video because of the level of hopelessness and helplessness I'm seeing in the society. Everybody's like, wow, things are bad. The conditions are so bad, you know. And it's not because things will really get better by 2023. No, I always tell my friends, tell my children, tell everybody who cares to know that since I was born in this country, there hasn't been a time we are not on recession. There hasn't been a time things have been so beautiful. Remember, Babangida's era. Oh, we are praying for democracy. You remember, dollar by 1999 2000 when Obasanjo took over, we thought we started looking back to the Abacha days. When Yaradua came, when Jonathan came, when Buhari came, every successive government we seem to look for the government before. The truth is that things will remain the same until you do something yourself. Now, people don't like hearing this because you hear something like, oh, you cannot entrepreneur yourself out of a bad government. That is true. But you see, the truth is that even if you go to America, go to every place, you will see homeless people. You will see people who do not have houses. You will see people who are drunk. You will see people who complain. Many years ago, close to maybe 18 years ago, I was in Europe, and one woman came. That was in UNESCO building. One woman came, sat beside me. I was a very younger person then, and she was telling me about how France is bad. She has a PhD, the husband has a PhD, and they don't have job. And the woman was just very, very haggard and tattered. And I was looking at her, and for the first time, I felt if I was a kind of God, let me touch her head and then let her find herself in my own country so she can compare. But the truth about that is that that's not what I'm here to talk. I'm not here to talk about whether government is doing it right, or because our fathers complain about government. Our mothers complain about government. My father is no more. He's late now, and he never met a good government. We can change something by 2023 by voting the right people in. But before then, even when the right people come in, they still need some time to get the things that are bad to good, okay, and get good to better, better to best. But the truth is, before then, you need to be alive, you need to be healthy, you need to eat, your children need to go to school. So I'm trying to talk about today how not to solve a problem, especially financial problem. How not to solve a financial problem. Now, what is a problem? A problem is a matter. A problem is a situation that you think is unwelcome, and then you want it solved. You want to do something about it. You want to deal with it so that it can change for good. You think it's harmful. You think it's not, nice enough for your health, for your good, for everything around you. So that is what a problem is. Now, how not to solve a problem is to start crying. Now, you can solve some problem by crying. For instance, if you have a grief, yes, you can cry, and somehow your heart will, the burden will lessen, and then you can now say, yeah, I'm better. But you see, if it's a financial problem, it doesn't listen to crying. So I'm going to just recommend two things very quickly because I don't want this video to be too big. The first thing I'm recommending is you need to analyze the problem. You need to properly analyze the problem and find out what kind of problem is that. Is it an income problem, or is it an expenditure problem? Is it a micro problem, or is it a macro problem? Is it a temporary problem, or is it a permanent problem? For instance, I grew up to find out that I had poliomyelitis when I was about 1 year 6 months, and I prayed, tried everything, and I tried committing suicide severally, but I found that none of them was helping. So I found out that this is somewhat permanent at the level of the physical disability. So what do I need to do? How can I make best use of that? What are the things I can major in, and what are the things I can minor in? And I did that, and things changed. So find out if a problem is temporary or if it's permanent. If it's temporary, don't kill yourself. If it is permanent, find a way around it. Now, if it is macro, for instance, is a bad road, no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you get mentally disorganized, it cannot turn the road in your vicinity into a good road. Either you pack out from there, or you put pressure on government or local government or state government or federal government. You take them to the press, you write petition, you take them to court. Whatever you can do, you do. Yes, otherwise, if it is a micro problem, it is your personal problem. Find out, are you losing focus? Find out, are you complaining too much? Find out, are you wasting your time? Find out, are there things you're not doing right, and then you solve them. Then if it's because I'm talking about financials today, I'm going to talk about really the income problem and expenditure problem. Yeah, I'll just use a few minutes to just summarize it. For instance, you go to the market, there's inflation. You go to the market, your customers are no more coming as much. Yes, instead of having 10 customers, you're now having 5. Now, you're not selling as much. That's an income problem. What I encourage you to do, we're going to still come to that. You cannot cry your way out of it. You cannot complain out of it. You cannot solve it by just, being funny. You can only solve it by actually solving it. Now, if it's an expenditure problem, you are spending too much and all this. For instance, I have light right here now. We have 2 generators here in my office, and the big generators, if you put them 50 liters, if you put them 20 liters, in few minutes, in few hours, they are gone. So we have to buy a smaller generator. Now I'm not using my air conditioner because they just took the light. The smaller generator is on right now. So they had to come and put fan for me here, so that when they were working on a smaller generator and I feel hot, I can use the fan and all this. Unless we have programs going on, then we use the big generator. Since then, I tell you, we've saved hundreds and we've saved millions from taking that simple decision on how can we curtail expenditure. So how not to solve a financial problem is by crying. So don't cry, look at the issue. Are there usages of things in the house that you could lower? Are there things that could you sometimes use your car, sometimes trek, and sometimes use a boat? And you make sure you compare these things. And stop crying, stop complaining for your mental health, for your for your health. You need to, because immediately your health has an issue right now, you are in trouble. We won't continue to talk about money. You're going to be talking about how can I get healthy. So do you have income problem? Can you increase your income? Are there ways you can add to your income? Yeah, so that leads us to the second solution. Yeah, plot your solutions. To the second point, plot your solutions. Now, most financial problems, I'm not saying all, most financial problems will be solved immediately you have more income. I don't know any financial problem that won't be solved if you can have more income to meet up with your obligations. So your problem should not be how to just run away from the problem. It should be, how can I make more income so that I can solve this problem? So are there possibilities? And then when you are making more income, if there are possibilities, then can you be prudent in spending? Because if you are spending 100,000 today daily, and then your income goes down, and then you remove some things, and then start living according to that lowering, you're going to find out that you won't have too much problem. But we're not encouraging you to lower so much, because you see, this life is what happens while you are living. We are not going to come here again. So all the things you don't do now, the enjoyment you don't do, they are gone. This particular moment, If I am 20 years old, if I am 30, if I am 40, if I'm 50, if I'm 60, this particular moment cannot come back again. Yes, if I pause it, I've paused. If I don't do this video, I can't do it in this moment again. So the point is, I don't encourage people to lower their life so much. One of my friends, Sonny, my business partner, he said, don't cut costs until you cut into your flesh, because it will now become dangerous. So don't lower so much that the kids are no more eating good food, and life becomes so bad that you are unhappy and you're saving money. No, I encourage you, look at priorities, check the things you caught up, and all those kind of things. Then, but make more income, expand, yeah. So financial problems are solved through more income and prudent spending. So do you have more products you can send out to the market? You can send out there to the market. If they're no more buying what you are selling, they didn't tie you with rope in that particular business. You can do what? Work on what do people really want now. You can add it to what you are doing, no matter how far apart they are. You can. Now remember, your name is not a consultant, a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. These are, for me, these are, should I say, how do we call it in philosophy? We call it accidents. You became those things. They are not you. They are not the substance. The substance is you. And if you can solve problems, it's just to look around and say, do people really want this problem solved now? If they're not more interested in you solving this problem, and there are other things they're interested in, you change to those things they're interested in. So my brother, my sister, so that you don't go and die, claiming, oh, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a lecturer, this one, that one. I saw that too, president saying, or chairman saying, national chairman saying, lecturers turning into farming, and lecturers traveling abroad. Yeah, if it's traveling abroad, or now is your point, we should get worried about that. But if it's lecturers are also turning into farming, what should they be turning into? Lecturers should be able to have farms. Lecturers should be able to practicalize whatever they are teaching. Yes, if you are teaching philosophy, you are teaching linguistics, if you are teaching, you should have a way of practicalizing. Otherwise, you are going to be giving the kids nonsense, because you're going to be doing theory that are not, acceptable, and they're not relevant in the society. So, do you have more products? Do you have more services that you can offer? Yeah. Do you have? Should you do more marketing and sales? Should you do that? Yes, you look at that. Now, are you looking also at the demand side? What are people really interested in buying? A lot of people will always say, "Oh, what I'm selling is special. Another person is doing that in the community, and I've been in this business for 100 years, and I don't want to be jack of all trade." Yes, that, go and Google jack of all trade, master of none, and then you say the full expression or the full quote. You'll see it will be something like jack of all trade, master of none is still better than master of one, or something like that. And that is what that quote says. So don't allow this noise about this one, that one, to just be cloud your mind. Okay, if you've got that, market more. If you're not marketing more, sell more. If you're not selling more, look at the demand side. What are people demanding, so you can also start offering them. Now, start using more of social media marketing. Start using more of digital marketing to sell what you have, whether they are services, whatever they are. As far as this earth perdures, as far as heaven and earth is still there, people will do what? They will eat and excrete and defecate. If they do that, if people are eating and defecating, that means whatever keeps them alive, whatever it is, you can be part of that sustenance. Do they need to travel? Do they need to holiday? Do they need to pray? Do they need to service their cars? Do they need to wash their cars? Do they need to have their children in school? Do they need to have them themselves massaged, whatever it is that makes them happy and keep them alive. Do they need to eat? What do they need to eat? You can be part of that. So the point is, things can be bad, but how not to solve a problem, especially financial problem, is by complaining. Is by just doing nothing. Is by hoping by the time the leaders now, or the president, or the governor in your state, or whatever, goes out in the next 8 months or whatever, that now things will get better. You may be disappointed. Yes, you need to start doing something in your little enclave at the moment. Okay, so use social media. Now, if you are working like 3 hours before, 5 hours, 10 hours, you can add like 1 more hour. You can add like 2 more hours. Yeah, it can help. Yes, adding a little more hours to the time you work can help increase your income. Now, value offering is better than begging. So what value are you offering? You can cut down on your time, the time you spend with friends, and the time you use in hanging out, and the time you use in some associations that are not really beneficial to you. Okay, you can spend the time you use on social media, the time you put in on social media. Yes, you can cut a little, 30 minutes here, 20 minutes here, and put them back to work. They will help you a lot. So value offering, not just going around to beg. Don't go begging people. Just tell them what you can do for them. Tell them solutions you can bring to the table. They will be able to work with you. Now, thinking and doing is something I recommend. When you think, you do, and you say, but not just hoping that something would change without doing anything, not crying, not pandering to pity, not creating excuses. No, they won't solve your problem. That's not how to solve a problem. Take action and stop complaining. This too shall pass. Now, it's very important to note that problem listen only to solutions, and financial problems listen only to income and prudence in spending. I want to appreciate you for listening in. Remain blessed, stay celebrated always. My name is Kali Cousins. Subscribe to this channel for more. God bless you.